about whether we should explore or do anything. You notice this is an unmanned probe, but you have to at this level. I'm all for computers, robots, probes, helping us, assisting us, but we have to build it all for us. And where it's controlled by the people and transparent. You don't, you will be taken over. Every futurist, every top engineer, the inventor of the internet, all of them are on record. Just Google scientists warn of rise of the machines. And they all say, we've had robotics professors, all of them on, they will take over. Because look, it's being designed by humans from the beginning to oppress. So the very circuitry, the very missions, the very system is going for AI so that humans don't even make the decision to have the kills. Why is that? Because the globalists want to be able to have a drone army attack the Republic or anybody else they want, or go kill you and your family and then go and self-destruct and blame somebody else, basically. And the robots that they show us at MIT are tinker toys compared to what the Marines and others really have. You're seeing 20, 30-year-old stuff that they let some graduate students, oh, here's some plans. See if you can build this. And it's all part of a front, just like the space shuttle, a 1934 design by Werner von Braun, was just a public resupply truck, tinker toy, to show everybody while the real space program goes on. And then they admit about 80% of the space program is classified. You see that space plane they've now been showing the public? It looks like a small space shuttle. Yeah, that thing's at least 40 years old. That's what some of the first space planes look like decades and decades and decades before we're even shown them. And they admit this. Like the B-2 bomber, they admit was in service for 20 years before you were told about it. That's very old technology. My dad, when he was a kid, would see that stuff flying over all the time. When I was a kid, we were driving home from Grandma's at the ranch back to Dallas and saw 3 of the stealth fighters. And it is the stealth fighter you see. But they were gray-green, flying at about 200 feet over cow pastures. And they weren't even going fast. I was like, wow, look at that. And it was just like, I like Star Wars, and that had just been out a few years. And I thought, man, spaceships. And my dad goes, no, secret aircraft. So my dad saw a stealth bomber fly over the ranch when he was like 10 years old. That'd be 1960. And, of course, they declassified a few years ago that, indeed, they did have the bat wing or the boomerang-shaped type craft in the 60s. So there you go. But I don't want to digress anymore. We've got really serious, important news to cover. But I tend to get off into the scientific stuff when we see amazing things like what just happened with the Rosetta mission, a big success. Look for images, video, more to be coming back from that, learning about the nature of the universe, new elements. Who knows what will be discovered as it begins to drill in and mine data out of that Kuiper Belt remnant that has been hurtled towards the sun. Now, that said, when we come back from break, this is in the London Guardian now. We reported on this latest round a few years ago. Not bragging, just letting you know. Again, we're proven right. John Rappaport reported on it a few days ago. The latest, India mass sterilization. Women were forced into camps. That's the London Guardian. And this has been going on by the millions for decades. It's even been passed by the parliament over there to do this. And they just act like in the West, oh, we don't know what's going on with the Chinese mobile execution vans. Oh, we don't know what's going on with the tetanus shots. This is why you don't take... This is the reason you don't take vaccines. It's because it's social engineering. They're putting things that reduce your fertility in them here on record, because it'll be too obvious if everybody's sterilized. They're putting stuff in Latin America, Africa, and Asia that sometimes kills the women, but sterilizes them. And see, that's the thing. If it's powerful enough to destroy your fertility, it's killing a lot of these women. And there's video interviews with them. I mean, I remember 64,000 kids got paralyzed. I think 3,000 died in one round of Bill and Melinda Gates vaccines 2 years ago there. When they pull up with the armored trucks at the villages and the troops jump out with the shots and the UN people, the villagers run all over the world. 50 years ago, when they still trusted the white medicine man, they'd run up and beg for it. Because back then they weren't really doing this. It was a bunch of bleeding heart Christian doctors over there. That's who the globalists send to get your confidence first. Then they send in the assassins behind them. In Africa, in India, in Asia, then the media will go, well, there is a government program. India used to do that, but they're not supposed to anymore, go around with these health department vans and grab the women. And then so many people will say, well, Alex, there are too many Indians. I mean, come on. You say don't open the borders up, it'll drive down the wages, but we got to get rid of these people. And it's always the liberal trendy. Don't you understand liberal trendy? They're doing it to you too, stupid. They don't care if you're black or white or Hispanic or Asian or Indian. They will give you 50-something shots by 18 months. And boys don't have as tough a blood-brain barrier. And that's why every town's got warehouses of people in diapers when they're 30 years old. Now, that's a premeditated plan to dumb people down, to make us more manageable. And in a certain percentage, it overdoes it. And so you get seriously brain-damaged people. So we can be managed. We can be stupid. Like they brag. And the fluoride and the GMOs that kill the rats that eat it and the honeybees that eat it. I'm going to say that again. The BT corn kills rats. It kills honeybees. Organ failure in the rats. By the third generation, every rat species, every rodent species, from guinea pigs to lab mice, are 98% sterile with testicles growing out of their heads or arms. Stuff like that. Hair growing out of their mouths. Want me to show TV viewers the photos? Just type in GMO rodent tumors. It's all being done. You understand? We're only one generation into GMO right now, and the killing fields are massive. And I'm sorry the transmission is a little too hardcore for you. But that's reality. So we're going to play Leanne McAdoo's report, and then we're going to get in to the guy that calls us Mr. Stupid. Yeah, type in rodents, GMO, or guinea pigs, hair and mouth, testicles, and it'll have it growing out of their heads and stuff, or out of their mouths. And it's all funny to the globalist. Now one generation's about to start having the next. So we'll go from, 10% of the kids being autistic or having disorders to, 30, 40, and then it'll just be everybody sterile or dying. But by then all the robots will be patrolling, and already Africa would have been wiped out. Asia will have been pretty much wiped out. You'll just see how it all happens. Because the globalists wrote books. See, I read them. I read the books. I read what Ray Kurzweil said. I read what John P. Holdren and Paul Ehrlich wrote. See, I read the Club of Rome 1960s documents and showed them to you and read the quotes on here. See, they said they had a plan, but we were too stupid to listen. Just like we have the Obamacare architect, Gruber, going on MSNBC yesterday and saying, I didn't mean it, was off the cuff. I'm afraid we have him to his students telling him the same thing. No, sir, the whole plan has been deceptive, and it's meant to increase prices, and it's meant to bankrupt people, and it's meant to have death panels, and we've got Bill Gates. I want to do a special report. In fact, let's get Bill Gates on death panels ready for the next segment, too. And let's get one of the other big architects, Ezekiel Emanuel, on, who's an open eugenicist and an open exterminist and says reduce population, kill the old people, kill babies if you want to after they're born. I mean, this is all being sold. I can go to UT right now, and about 45% of the people we talk to, we've done it twice, and each time it's 45% roughly. Almost half say, yes, let people kill kids up till age 5. And we say, seriously, yeah, if it's my choice, I want to be able to kill my kid. It's all about me, me, me. And to a powerless chicken neck coward who can't even tie their shoelaces and plays video games all day and goes and sits and hears some professor teach them about an obsolete future they're not even going to have. When you've got stuff like that going on, ladies and gentlemen, the weaker people are, the more demonic they are, I found. The more they like the sound of something wicked. They worship at the feet of it. And don't worry, you're going to get everything you want. All you servants of evil will be slowly torn apart by your own system. Everything you wish on others will be poured out on you. Make me want to throw up. You're disgusting filth. People are like, oh my gosh, he's so angry. Yeah, they're sterilizing women secretly all over the world and been caught. Yeah, Yeah, they're brain damaging kids all over the world on purpose and laughing about it. And then getting up and saying, yeah, Americans are so stupid. That's why we had to hide the money, the increased prices. But, you know, adding that to their stupidity, we got it through, and they're all laughing. The other professors are nodding. Yes, yes, we lie. We deceive. Yes, yes. But now the African bishops are
We're
going
on the
public.
march.
The Catholic